Again, welcome to Dallas Cowboys. Today we are talking about in details about the future of the Dallas Cowboys and what this team must do to become a true championship contender again. The Dallas Cowboys are one of the most famous teams in the NFL. They are known around the world. Many people call them America team. However, the truth is that the team has not won Super Bowl championship in many years. Fans are tired of eerie playoff exits. They want real change. They want strong leadership. They want bold moves in free agents, smart decisions in draft, and aggressive trades is necessary. The owner of the team, Jerry Jones, is always in the spotlight. He is known for being very confident and sometimes very aggressive with his decisions. In recent season, he has spoken about improving the roster and being more active. The big question is simple. Will truly make the moves needed to be competitive with the best team in NFL? Let us begin by looking at the offense. The Cowboys have talent, but talent are not enough. The quarterback position is always the most important position in football, and the team needs consistent leadership and strong decision making. A great quarterback must protect the football, lead defenses correctly, and deliver accurate passes under pressure. When playoff time comes, everything becomes more difficult. Defensive players become faster, more physical, and more focused. That is when true leaders arise. The wide receiver group must always be strong and reliable. If the Cowboys want to dominate, they need receivers who can create separation, catch difficult passes, and gain yards after the catch. There has been a lot of discussion around the wide receiver George Pickens and what his future could look like. A long-term contract extension could provide stability, keeping talented players in important because chemistry takes time to breathe. If a team constantly changes its main weapon, it becomes harder to build rhythm and trust. Now let's talk about on running game. In NFL, balance is extremely important. The team cannot depend only on passing. Defenses will adjust quickly. The Cowboys must have a running back who can handle pressure, break tackles, and control the clock late in the game. Strong running attack also helps the offensive line perform better. When the offensive line plays with confidence, the entire offense becomes more dangerous, of course. Speaking of the offensive line, this unit must improve if the Cowboys want real success. Injuries have been a problem in recent seasons in the Dallas. Depth is important. Young players must develop quickly. Veterans must stay healthy. The offensive line is the foundation of everything with the Dallas Cowboys. Without protection, the quarterback struggles. Without strong blocking, the running game fails. Let us move on the defensive side of the ball. Defensive win championships. That statement is repeated often because it is true. The Cowboys have shown flashes of the greatness on the defense, but consistency is a real challenge. They need a defensive line that can pressure opposing quarterbacks without depending only on British players. When a defense can create a pressure with only 4 defensive linemen, it becomes much harder to stop. There has been discussion about elite pass rushers such as Max Crosby and how players like him can completely change the defense. A dominant pass rusher forces mistakes. He forces quarterbacks to throw earlier than planned. He creates turnovers. Turnovers change the game. If the Cowboys want to make a broad statement, acquiring or developing a player with that level of the intensity, the production is critical. Linebackers and defensive backs must also communicate clearly. Modern offenses are complex. They use motion before the snap. They use play action passes. They create confusion on purpose. Discipline is the key, and defensive players must trust their assignments. One small mistake can lead to a long-term touchdown. Coaching is another major fact. Leadership from the coaching staff shapes the culture of the team. Preparation during the week determines the performance on Sunday. Film Saturday, practice testing, and clear communication are all necessary for the success. The team that lacks discipline will struggle in close games. The Cowboys have lost several important games because of small mistakes, penalties, missed tackles, and poor clock management that can destroy championship dreams. Now let us discuss on free agents. Free agents is another opportunity to improve quickly. However, it must be done carefully. Spending money without clear plan can damage the team for years. The Cowboys must identify specific weaknesses and target players who fit the system. Not every talented player is the right fit. Culture matters, attitude matters, work ethic matters. The draft is equally important. Building through a draft creates long-term success. And of course, young players are less expensive and can develop within the team system. Scouting must be detailed and accurate. Evaluators must look beyond highlights. They must study character, discipline, and football intelligence. Some of the best teams in the league are strong because they draft well every year. Another important topic is today team mentality. Championship teams believe they can win against anyone. Confidence must be built through preparation and accountability. Veteran leaders must set the standard in the locker room. Young players follow what they see. If leaders work hard, the entire team works hard. Fan support is another powerful element. Cowboys fans are passionate and loyal. They expect experience and they expect excellence. Playing in a large stadium with high expectation can be both motivating and challenging. Players must embrace pressure instead of fearing it. Great team use pressure as fuel. Let us also consider competition within the division. Every season division games are extremely important. Winning the division grants the playoff opportunity. The Cowboys must take these games seriously from the beginning of the season. Slow starts can create unnecessary pressure later. In the playoffs, details because everything, one turnover can end the season, one missed field goal can end the season. The Cowboys must prepare with urgency. They cannot assume talent alone will kill them. Execution is critical moment, separates champion from the average teams. In conclusion, today's story, the path forward for the Dallas Cowboys is clear but challenging. They must strengthen the offensive line. They must maintain stability at quarterback. They must secure key playmakers like George Pickens if he is a part of the long-term vision. They must improve the defensive pressure, possibly by targeting elite talent like Max Crosby or developing similar impact players. They must draft wisely. They must manage free agents carefully. Most importantly, they must build a culture of discipline, accountability, and hunger. If Jerry Jones and leadership group truly committed to these principles, the Cowboys can return to the championship contention. The fans are ready, talent is close, the opportunity is there. Now it is time for the action, not just promises. The future of the Dallas Cowboys depends on the bold decisions, smart planning, and relentless efforts. If these elements come together, this historic franchise can once again compete for the have shown high-level talent in the past. However, injuries and inconsistent performance have affected their recent seasons. Some of the veteran options, such as Trey DeVaris White and Russell Douglas and Jonathan Jones, are now over 30 years old. While they have experience, they may not be long-term solution for the team that want to compete for the championship. There are also young players available, including Alontae Taylor, Jalen Watson, and Nashon Writer. These players have potential, but they are not full proven stars. Because of their age and upsides, they could have demand expensive contracts. That puts the Cowboys in difficult position. Do they spend a lot of money on players who still developing, or do they accept that free agents will not fix their biggest needs? If the Cowboys cannot solve the cornerback problem in free agents, they may be forced to select cornerback early in the draft. That would limit their flexibility. Instead of choosing the best overall talent, they would be drafting to fill a hole of defense. This is why free agents is so important. It shapes the entire draft plan. Another important topic is kicker Brandon Aubrey. Aubrey is a restricted free agent. That means he can negotiate with other teams, but the Cowboys still control the situation. They can place the first round or second round tender on him. If another team signs him, the Cowboys decide not to match the offer, the Dallas could receive draft pick compensation. However, it is very unlikely that